kind of feel like that guy. Kind of feel like that guy for a little bit.
I knew she was deeply influenced. I mean, she taught me everything I know. But I had no idea she had a setup like this. Look at all this. She must have spent years collecting these components. And what's this thing? I'm not sure about this circle, but it's obviously something. Let's take a look around. There has to be something here that tells us where she's going. My mother was meticulous about her research. If we can find her notes, there might be some hints in there. Vexian said something about that scroll. What was it? Something to do with dragons, I think. Maybe we should try asking at the College of Winterhold. Sounds like something they know about.
And the Archmage, but I have no idea.
I had no idea her laboratory even existed. She had an alchemy set up in a drawing room, but nothing that even comes close to what's here. Looking at the equipment and materials, looks like she was trying to advance her necromancy. I don't know. Certainly not longevity. Kind of a waste of time for a grandfather. Not that I ever saw. My mother had a bit of a thing for magical constructs. Not what I think. She just found them fascinating.
I don't know what she meant by what we were thinking, but...
She used to keep a small journal. See if we can dig it up.
Okay, we're looking for a mother's journal, and we're looking for it in regards to the Elder Scroll. We need to find 3 Elder Scrolls, and her mother might have one in the castle, which we're at. Just going to check real quick here. Sure the volume. Volume 10%. Yeah, so in the castle, basically, her mother might have an Elder Scroll hidden somewhere. And that will lead us to find at least one of the Elder Scrolls. If we find the journal, we'll find the Elder Scroll most likely. So we're looking for a mother's journal. And while we're here, since we're alchemists, oh sweet, a Nirn root! Gang, we're like killing it with these Nirn roots. We're finding Nirn roots everywhere. Our mother was quite the astute, not quite, it's not quite the wizard tower. I mean, I have to say, my place is a little cooler, but it looks like she was quite the wizard in her own right. Not that I, did anything to get my wizard tower. I didn't even set it up. I just inherited it, but it looks like she's got it. It's hopping. A woman of many interests. Nature of works. Not seen any journals so far, but ooh. Windhelm, that's where the main Nord tower is, or the main Nord base, where the Stormcloaks. Watcher of Stones. Ah, methinks. Yeah, there's her journal. Let's get these other books first. When we get our own house someday, we're going to have this huge library of just all the knowledge in Skyrim. And we can spend our days kicking back and reading them all. With our wife and kids. After we retire, after all the adventures. Many, many adventures still ahead. Oop. Durin book there. 27th last seed. Harkon. That's the Lord Harkon, the Vampire Lord. Harkon's short-sightedness is becoming a serious problem. I've warned him time and time again that his foolish prophecy would cast far too much of a light on our people, and yet he refuses to do much as listen to a word I say. I've become less of a wife and more of an annoyance in his eyes. Devoting attention to my work is the only solace I can find while enduring this ridiculous crusade. 28th last seed. I've had a breakthrough today. I was able to attune the portal vessel to the soul of Karn. Kjarn. Is it Karn or Kjarn? Properly by using a small sample of ingredients. Although the portal opened for only a few seconds, I'm confident with the proper formula that can be sustained indefinitely. I feel like I'm missing a key ingredient, something of sufficient potency that can resist the forces trying to prevent my intrusion. Communing with the ideal masters has proved worthless. They speak in riddles and offer no assistance whenever I ensure them a steady supply of souls or not. But she was communing with something pretty evil. If I'm to escape Harkon's clutches, I need to keep the portal open long enough to carry me away from here, forever, if need be. I've done it, after wasting thousands of gold coins on components. I've discovered how to sustain the portal. I'm listing the components below with the proper amounts for my own protection. As a secondary precaution, I'm combining my own blood into the formula, which should prevent anyone from being able to duplicate it and follow me into the soul cairn. The formula consists of finely ground bone meal, purified void salts, and soul gem shards. Using the proper measurements, place it above the silver-lined portal vessel and add blood as a reactive agent. I will make my way into Soul Cairn tomorrow after I gather my things and prepare for the potentially lengthy exile. More importantly, I must enact my plans with Serana and get her to Dim Hollow Crypt as soon as possible. Yeah, like, I don't know, like, kind of crappy parents. Like, the father is, like, obsessed with this blotting out the son business, which, I mean, it makes sense as a vampire, but he's kind of neglected his family to an obscene point and, you know, even is becoming a danger to them possibly. And then her mother's not really any better because she, like, isolated herself in some kind of otherworldly realm, which goodness knows what's there, and they both kind of forsook their child, and then she locked her up in Dim Hollow, which we found her for centuries.
Any luck yet?
Which had to be very depressing. Yeah, and so much stuff. We found some soul gem shards. Yeah, she has quite the impressive laboratory here going on. I'll be cooking up all kinds of spells. A flagon. A dragon flagon.
Any luck yet? Hexian said something about that scroll. Was it something to do with dragon? Maybe we should try asking him.
Yeah.
Sounds like something they want.
It's like just a retread here. Alright, where... Ah, sneaky. Alright, there should be... some sort of place where we can brew all this. Yeah, that'd be it. Or...
Any luck yet? You did? Let me see them. I only know what she told me. She had a theory about soul gems, that the souls inside of them don't just vanish when they're used. They end up in the soul cairn. The soul cairn is home to very powerful beings. Necromancers send them souls and receive powers of their own in return. My mother spent a lot of time trying to contact them directly, to travel to the soul cairn itself. That circle in the center of the room is definitely some type of portal. If I'm reading this right, there's a formula here that should give us safe passage into the soul cairn. handful of soul gem shards, some finely ground cornmeal, a good bit of purified fruit seeds. Damn it. We're also going to need a sample of her blood, which, if we could get that, we wouldn't even be trying to do this in the
Aren't
first
you her
place.
daughter, though?
Hmm,
Exactly.
not bad. We better hope that's good enough. Mistakes with these kind of portals can be gruesome. Anyway, enough of that. Let's get started. Oh, definitely. Mother would have plenty of those materials in her laboratory. We just need to find them.
Man, she has so much stuff. I think that dragon bone kind of set me back a bit. I kind of need to dump a bunch of stuff before we go on our adventure. And this will be a beautiful view. I hate to waylay our journey, but we're going to have to run to the college real quick and just drop some stuff off. I just need the rest of those masks and I'll be the most powerful being in all of Tamriel. Hey, what's up? How you doing? Life is good, right? Yeah?
Perhaps we can go another few decades without a disaster. Perhaps we can go another few decades without a disaster.
Interesting. You don't say. Is anybody here? One person. Oh, we got a bunch of people here. What are you looking at?
Never would have suspected that the eye could be so dangerous.
Are you trying to burn me?
Magical. And overwhelming.
Dang.
I'm sure. May I just say it's a
Oh.
pleasure.
Good to catch you here.
That was pathetic. Didn't even do anything.
Lot of speed. Tasty. Some tasty buns of blood. Bloody buns. It's so gross. Okay. Let's go here. Yeah. Instead of like taking time to sell everything, we'll sort through it later. Man, so much stuff. the lusty Argonian maid. It's pretty naughty. Watcher of Stone seems like a boring read. Holy crap, she had some pretty powerful stuff in her. It's cool that they don't let us remove the quest items. Sweet. Yeah, it's not as cool as my place, but she did have some pretty neat abilities.
If there's ever any way I can assist you, please let me know.
Sorry for nibbling on your bum. Super awkward. Okay, let's see. Oh, it burns. It burns so good. So good. Yeah, it's just gonna become a sadist over time because of just having to get burnt every time he goes out. This must be what it is like to be a white person. You know, you always go out in the sun and you get burnt, and yeah. Whee! Ah, cool. Yeah, so I have to go through the whole thing again. It's handy. And I'm back. I just had to go out and get a breath of fresh air. Just like, where have you been? It's been hours.
Get the ingredient possible. Let me know when you're ready.
Alright, let's do this thing.
Then the rest is up to me. Are you ready to go?
I'm ready to go, babe.
I'm not sure what this thing is going to do.
Let's do it. I think I'll probably talk to you first.
Then the rest is up to me. Are you ready to go? I'm not entirely sure what this thing is going to do when I am like that. Of course. What is it? I've been asking myself the same thing since we came back to the castle. She was so sure of what we did to my father. I couldn't help but go along with her. I never thought of the cost.
I don't know what she was thinking. It does. I don't know. Sounds like a pretty selfish family
It was in
overall.
many ways, but I think you're right. She was practically smirking as we left home. Almost like she was proud of herself. Like she didn't just want to stop my father. She wanted to stick it to me, too. Yes, you're right. I'm sorry. I just didn't expect anyone to care how I felt about her. Thank you. Are we ready then?
Let's get that portal open.
All right. Here goes.
Pretty cool.
Incredible. Simply incredible. The soul cairn is a tiny sliver of the realm of the Daedra. It's ruled by unseen beings known as the Ideal Masters. Honestly, I don't know. Necromancers are always interested in souls, though, so that probably has some kind of interest. Nobody really knows. As far as I've heard, no one's seen them and returned to Tamriel to teleport. I've read stories about fools that manage to communicate. You give the Ideal Masters souls, they give you powers to summon the undead. It's all very businesslike. Because most of the stories end with the Ideal Masters duping the necromancers, who end up dead or wishing.
Yikes.
I had no idea her laboratory even existed. She had an alchemy set up in her drawing room, but nothing that even comes close to what's here. Looking at the equipment and materials, looks like she was trying to advance her necromancy. I don't know. Certainly not longevity. Kind of a waste of time for a vampire.
Huh. So
You are.
So everyone who's communicated with these Ideal Masters either ends up dead or wishing they were dead. And this is where your mother is, and this is where you want me to go. Right, right. Totally worth it. Okay. Um, okay, we'll go. Oh my goodness. This one, Kjarn. Karn.
Sky. What kind of place is this?
Wow. It's a little bleak. Place of death and dead souls. Alright. Hopefully between being a vampire lord and a master archmage, we can just plow our way through here. Guessing you're gonna attack us. Hey!
I must return to the frontline Alessian headquarters at once. Lives are hanging in the balance.
Got some bad news for you, bud. You're dead. Guessing we stay on the path. That's that. I wonder if we had anything cool. What is this place?
Who's there?
Ah. Good to know there's still currency in the afterlife. Not very druidic looking. Everything is very... I wonder if there's any kind of natural fauna that we can harvest for our alchemy. Seems like there'd be a lot of rare stuff. Weird. Like harvesting soul fishers. So surreal. Some dead dragons. They have like soul husks. That's so cool. We're gonna build... I wonder where you can build the soul husks. Crunchy. Oh, we just filled soul gems? We should have just brought all of our soul gems. Oh, well, I've got to learn how to enchant anyway. It's like there's a force field. It's pretty crazy though. Like in the future, I mean, I'm just playing through this game kind of casually, but in the future, like for anyone who plays this game, just when you get to this point, if you play the Dawn Guard and like you want to just get free your soul gems filled up for free, just bring all your soul gems and just fill them up in the soul fissures. It's like a pretty good strategy. Yeah, it's like a you know, dragon or mammoth graveyard or dragon mammoths that are dragons. Graveyard. More soul husks. Don't mind if I do. Thank ya. Thank ya. Crunchy. How's it going?
Just step into the pain. Yeah, sure. It's that simple. Leave me be.
What do you say?
There's no escape.
What a negative Nancy.
What place is this?
I don't know, it's kind of cool. You get like soul stuff. Okay, so I think this is where we came from. I'm guessing we go to those two huge towers. Looks pretty cool. Is there a way in? Kind of lever somewhere?
1,000 steps, 1,000 more. Get out while you can.
Yeah, I don't know how long we can chill in here and be protected. So far, there's only a few things that have attacked us. We haven't had like all the souls turn against us or the wisps or anything, because those things we know have the potential to attack. So dramatic, so atmospheric. I think we talked to that dude.
You must help me find my Arvak. He doesn't deserve to be in a place like this. Arvak, my horse. We came to this horrible place together. We were attacked by monsters, so I told him to run. Please, he's such a loyal creature, and he's been running for so long. You have to save him. A place like this would change you. Arvak? Arvak!
Aww.
Where are you? Arvak, please come back! Come back!
Let's help the dude out, because we're exploring. Find his horsey. It'd be weird if it let us back to the tower. Okay. Hear the souls whispering. There's glorious soul husks everywhere. Gonna craft so many things. They like disappear in the real realm, so it's like pointless. Hello, horsey, horsey, horsey. Where are you? Where are you, horsey? Where'd you go? I have a feeling we're not going to easily find this horse. Doesn't seem like clairvoyance helps any. I hear something going on. Hey. He thinks I found... To be honest, it feels pretty hopeless, guys. I don't think we're going to find this horse. As much as I didn't want to say it, but... Looks like clairvoyance, and this place is huge. And we don't want to waste too much time. I feel bad. This beloved horse. Ah. Hello there, fellow traveler.
Do you know I visited elsewhere once? What a strange and wondrous place.
Interesting.
Is there no end to this nightmare? Please, end this misery. Leave me be.
Very grim. Indeed. So cool. All the textures and the modeling. Super sweet. Alright guys, I'm sorry. I thought we could find the horse and I tried using clairvoyance, but if we don't have clairvoyance and it doesn't work, you know, maybe it led me to it and I missed it somehow, but I just couldn't see it anywhere. So we're gonna have to let the poor guy find his own horse, I guess. Unless we could stumble across it still. I'm sorry for taking too much time harvesting the soul husks, but I feel like we'll be able to really use that in our alchemy. It'll be pretty... Like, when's the next time we're going to be out in the spirit realm? I mean, it's pretty rare. Ooh, so we don't get struck by lightning. Glance around, I'm not seeing any horse skulls anywhere. Hey! Are you his horse? What are you trying to say? Is it in there? Gotta find the levers for this area. What does that do? We're gonna get struck by lightning here. Yeah, the horse ran up to this building, it felt like. Well, there's a wagon here.
Well, look what we have here. Someone with flesh on their bones. Let's just say I sold something to a guy who turned out to work for a whole coven of necromancers. How in the name of Zenithar was I to know the ingredients were phony? Do I look like someone that would double-cross a necromancer? You got it. Horse, wagon, and all. Plunked here without so much as a word. I used to be one of the best traders in High Rock, you know. People would track me down just to see what I had to say. Very funny. And what exactly are you going to pay me with? Take a look around. Gold doesn't exactly win you any friends around here. I'll tell you what. I appreciate what you're trying to do, so I'll play along. The only thing I see around here in abundance are soul husks. You know, those ugly fungus-looking things growing out of the ground. Bring me, say, 25 of them, and you can rummage through what was left on my cart.
Sweet, so all that soul husk gathering.
Odds and ends I've gathered over the years. Well, used to gather before all this nonsense happened to me.
I don't know.
What you're looking for, and maybe we can make a deal. If you have the husks.
We have the husks, guys, but what does he have that is worth 25 husks? Because there's nothing like soul husks in our realm. So in the Mundus, so I don't know. I'll bite.
No husks, no sale. Guess you have some scavenging to do. Brought some soul husk. I might just be a soul now.
I gathered a ton of them.
Give my stuff away. Bring me at least
Maybe I don't have 25 of them, maybe. Yeah, what in the world does he have? I felt like we gathered a ton of them. Did they just, like, disappear? Just like crumpled in our hands or something? Okay, we're one short.
Husks, and then we'll talk.
Thought we gathered a ton of them. Ah. So it looks like we can't use soul husk as an ingredient. Maybe we can only use it soul husk in this realm. Mayhaps. Hey, what's up, man?
Brought some soul husks. Sure, got plenty. What am I gonna do with it?
Seems like whatever it is, gotta be pretty sweet. We already have a cool sword. What kind of spell tome would be worth 25 husks?
Sure, here you go. Can't understand a word of it. Maybe it will do you some good.
Lame. Candlelight. We already have candlelight. Oh, we got ripped off. About to strike me down in anger for some what sordid past. Suddenly I understood everything. Suddenly I realized I was brought here for a reason. I should have died in those ash wastes. But Lord Vivek must have seen something inside me he hadn't in a millennia and decided to spare me from my fate. Thus I began my ascent to sainthood. Thus the rise of Jube.
We've read stories about this. But it seems so hard.
Now, how do we get in here is the question. What I'm really trying to do is avoid going over there because it just seems like lightning striking everywhere and super grim, but I'm guessing that's where we're supposed to be heading. So far in the Soul Realm, we gathered a bunch of rare materials and sold them for a candlelight spell tome. I was like, oh, it must have something amazing. But I should have known he was not a good merchant in life, so why would he be in debt? Lesson learned, kids. You live and you learn. I don't think we'll get to find that guy's horse, unfortunately. Is that her mother, maybe?
They're not customers.
Where's Serana? Wait an hour and see if she shows up.
Mother?
Yep.
Mother?
Serana?
Is it really you? I can't believe it. How do we get inside? We have to talk.
Serana, what are you doing here? Where's your father?
He doesn't know we're here. I don't have time to explain.
I must have heard. Harkon's found a way to decipher the prophecy, hasn't he?
You know, you've got it all wrong. We're here to complete the prophecy our way, not his.
Wait a minute. You brought a stranger here? Have you lost your mind?
You don't...
You, come forward. I would speak with you. So how has it come to pass that a vampire of mixed blood is in the company of my daughter?
I've been keeping her safe.
Safe? You call bringing her here safe? Has she explained nothing to you? Serana has sacrificed everything to prevent Harkon from completing the prophecy. I would have expected her to explain that to you.
So you just expected her to stay locked in that little box for eternity? That's crazy.
You think I'd have the audacity to place my own daughter in that tomb for the protection of her Elder Scroll alone? The scrolls are merely a means to an end. The key to the tyranny of the sun is Serana herself. When I fled Castle Volkenheim, I fled with 2 Elder Scrolls. The scroll I presume you found with Serana speaks of Arya and his arcane weapon, Arya's bow. The second scroll declares that the blood of Cold Harbor's daughter will blind the eye of the dragon. Like myself, Serana was a human race. We were devout followers of Lord Nolik Ball. Tradition dictates the females be offered to Nolik Ball on his summoning day. You survive the ordeal. Those that do emerge as a pure-blooded vampire. We call such confluences the Daughters of Cold Harbor.
Must have been the ritual she was talking about that she was ashamed of.
Now you're beginning to see why I wanted to protect Serana, and why I've kept the other Elder Scroll as far from her as possible. Harkon obtained Arya's bow, and Serana's blood was used to taint the weapon. The tyranny of the sun would be complete. In his eyes, she'd be dying for the good of all vampires. And how exactly do you plan on completing the prophecy without the death of my daughter? If you believe that, then you're a bigger fool than I originally suspected. Don't you think I weighed that option before I enacted my plans? You care nothing for Serana, or our plight. You see the tyranny of the sun as your chance at deification. And like Harkon, you won't hesitate to destroy anything that stands in your path. Serana, stranger may call himself a vampire, but he knows nothing of our struggle. Why should I entrust you?
This stranger has done more for me in the brief time I've known him than you've done in centuries.
Dare you? I gave up everything I cared about to protect you from that fanatic you call a father.
Yes, he's a fanatic. He's changed. But he's still my father. Why can't you understand how that makes me feel?
If you only open your eyes, the moment your father discovers your role in the prophecy, that he needs your blood, you'll be in terrible danger.
So to protect me, you decided to shut me away from everything I cared about. You never asked me if hiding me in that tomb was the best course of action. You just expected me to follow you blindly. Both of you were obsessed with your own paths. Your motivations might have been different, but in the end, I'm still just a pawn to you too. I want us to be a family again. But I don't know if we can ever have that. Maybe we don't deserve that kind of happiness. Maybe it isn't for us. But we have to stop him before he goes too far. And to do that, we need the Elder Scroll.
I'm sorry, son. I didn't know. I didn't see. I've allowed my hatred of your father to estrange us for too long. Forgive me. If you want the Elder Scroll, it's yours. Your intentions are still somewhat unclear to me. For Serana's sake, I'll assist you in any way that I can. Yes, I've kept it safely secured here ever since I was imprisoned. Fortunately, you're in a position to breach the barrier that surrounds these ruins. You need to locate the tallest of the rocky spires that surround these ruins. At their bases, the barrier's energy is being drawn from unfortunate souls that have been exiled. Destroy the keepers that are tending them, and it should bring the barrier down. One more word of warning. There's a dragon that calls itself Dernavi, roaming the kingdom. The Ideal Masters have charged you with overseeing the keepers, and will undoubtedly intervene if you're perceived as a threat. When I entered the Soul Cave, I had intended to strike a bargain with the Ideal Masters, the custodians of this place. I requested refuge in the Soul Cave, and in exchange, I would provide the Ideal Masters the souls that they craved. If I had foreseen the value they placed on my own soul, I would never have come.
Very foolish. They tricked you, of course.
The Ideal Masters unleashed their keepers and sent them to destroy me. Fortunately, I was able to hold them at bay and retreat into these ruins. Unfortunately, yes. Since the keepers weren't able to claim my soul, they had their minions construct a barrier that I'd never be able to breach. Time has very little meaning to me. Consequently, it has little meaning to the Ideal Masters as well. I suppose you could call this the ultimate waiting game, each watching the other to see which would give in. Harkon's vision is a world plunged in eternal darkness, where the vampire can flourish, and never again fear the tyranny of the sun. What he fails to realize is how much attention would be called to our kind if the prophecy came to fruition. If eternal night fell, there are many who wouldn't stand for it. They would raise armies in attempts to return things to normal. The order of the day would be our destruction, until every last vampire was hunted down and eliminated. I do. It's how the vampire has survived for millennia, and the only way we can continue to survive in the future. I know very little about them. They're mystic entities that lord over the Soul Cave, controlling every aspect from its fabric to its appearance. But some necromancers believe they are the crystalline structures dotting the Soul Cave. I believe there's more to it than that. I think they transcend what we perceive as a physical form. Perhaps they were once corporeal beings, but they've obviously reached a point where they no longer require a tangible presence. Conduits, through which the Ideal Masters speak to their underlings and feed on their victims. The Ideal Masters' weakness is their insatiable hunger for pure souls. It's the reason for the Soul Cairn's existence, and the only leverage a necromancer has when bargaining. The ability to summon powerful undead guardians, as one would conjure an atronach or daemon. However, the majority of necromancers that are foolish enough to enter into a bargain with the Ideal Masters wind up here as harvested souls.
Yikes.
As you've been traveling in the Soul Cairn, your body has become attuned to it. Let's just say a tiny part of you rubbed off on it, and in its place, a bit of the Soul Cairn filled with void. You should find no difficulty using the portal any longer. Be careful, and keep my daughters safe.
Crazy. Alright, so let's get to it. Alright, we will go ahead and pick up on the next episode, and we'll try to unleash Serana's mother from her prison. And I hope you enjoyed today's episode. If you liked the episode, please give it a like. Please don't forget to subscribe and recommend it to your friends. And if you like art, I create art on the side if you want to check out my socials. I have some cool art that you might enjoy. And I look forward to seeing you again soon.